location map kind of thing that shows people where things are. That will do a couple things. It promotes all the businesses that we have in the area, as well as giving the outsider an idea of where things are located. So that's going to take some money to do it right, and then that would be something that would go down the Northern Neck and get in their material. It would be on your kiosks and stuff that you place ads in the Little League and those kinds of ventures. So you're doing that. That's a way of supplementing them by placing that ad. So there's lots of opportunities there. And then looking at those things that we can do in these venues that we have that'll increase their usability and bring more people in. And that's the lighting, those kinds of things. It might be upgrading restroom facilities at some point, whatever it is.
And I think you went through this, but I'm using a portion of the tourism funds right now to do a quarterly newsletter that will be online. We'll be able to present that to the board in March. But
And that would be another category.
Well, part of advertising.
advertising,
Or you
marketing.
call that advertising, not separate as a newsletter?
Do you
I can put it in.
Northern Neck update our information on a regular basis, or what do they, what's the tourism part?
I have been to one Northern Neck Tourism Commission meeting.
Do you have the brochure?
Ruby's on the commission.
So
Ruby's our
do we get,
They should have, the brochures upstairs in the office,
okay, cool.
and,
But I mean, is it updated every so often?
we meet once a quarter, so every time I come back from a meeting, I give you a report.
Okay.
And just so I make sure I have correct in my notes, Fall Festival and the Builders Home Show, and then Bluemont, you guys, obviously aren't making 100% decisions today on it, but I just wanna make sure we can build the budget with those included, and everyone's okay with
Well,
those
if
too.
you wanted to talk about tourism, I would say, based upon observances last year, we did not get our bang for our buck. And as much as I'm an advocate for the Bluemont concert series, when you only have 6 or 7 people show up, that's a lot of money to be spending.
That's one that's always concerned me,
You know.
you see the 6 or 7
Who
same
picks the,
folks.
I mean,
Picks
it's,
the
They
show.
need to get to at one time they had a good representation because they were bringing the right shows. They went off on some tangent, not,
Yeah, if we can't pick that, and if we don't have any decision with it, then I would say we don't need it.
I mean, I think we've got to sit down with them and say, okay,
Yeah.
what are you planning? And, how's it gonna benefit us?
You could take that $5,000, $10,000, put it in it, and say it now.
Well, it's
Put it in the
for,
clock.
our contributions for the state provides 4,000.
oh.
That was the argument
Yes,
as to why we,
The
what
state
happened.
does a $4,000
Got
match.
it, okay.
Still, that's,
Yeah, but
So
the
it's
state's waste.
$4,000.
covers on dugouts.
And I would just, not necessarily a decision for you today, but something for you to consider. The goal of the Dogger Heritage Museum is to have, that open one weekend a month, and hopefully, starting Memorial Weekend, they'd like to have it open every weekend. But that requires a minimum of 2 be there. They're doing their best to work it to have volunteers be there. It's just something for you to consider. You could always, help them by making a contribution to have a staff member there. Because ultimately, that's the end goal, because it does benefit having that facility open.
I'm not understanding that.
The Dogger Heritage Museum.
I understand the museum, but I don't want the staff, our staff?
No, make a contribution
Who?
to them, so that the Dogger Heritage Foundation.
Who's making a contribution?
Through your tourism fund, you
Proposing that.
could.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting at, because it does benefit tourism in the county as far as that goes. But again, it's just a suggestion.
Yeah, I got it.
You also have the option
I
of making a contribution to the market, so that
Sure.
they can have a market manager. I'm just throwing
And then
things out there.
volunteering for the weekends,
They all fall in to that category. I'm just letting you know.
And since we only have so many dollars, I just wanna make sure we're allocating to the.
bang for the buck.
That's right.
Did it, for the opening on Saturday, bring up pretty good attendance, or not so good? Or?
It'll be the 15th.
Yeah.
That's this Saturday. Saturday, right, from noon to 4.
One day. Good, yeah. Okay, cool.
You have anything you need us to?
I've made notes about some of the things that we can do.
We'll get together and come up with a list.
Surprised they didn't propose a stipend for the director. Real economic development director would propose a stipend.
Good news is you didn't ask for any staff.
Yeah. You need a para-economic development professional?
I will do Eric's paralegal work for raise. 10 grand, that's it, 10 grand.
Something to consider. Trying.
Not fair, is it?
Yeah, let's be nice.
Executive purposes of use.
Okay.
So you'll bring us back how you will have broken that out as far as what's going to advertising, what's going to capital, and obviously the fee is
We'll bring your
is
budget,
what it
we'll
is.
bring your tourism fund budget in the same
Okay.
format as these reports.
And that's the purpose here, is to get our insights so they know what we're looking for. So that's really, a work session is the early stages. I think we owe it to the staff to try to be as clear with where we're going, so they have something to work with, so when it comes back, we're not sending them back and starting over again.
I mean, it can be difficult when you're getting calls from local businesses who are saying, just an example, no names, but, hey, we would like you to advertise our business specifically with your tourism dollars, and it puts me, I mean, I can't do that, and,
Right.
you know, we only have 79,000.
No, well,
And
we're not,
you
that's
can't
not
do
the
one
approach.
individual business.
That's not the
You
approach.
can't, it's gotta be something,
That's why I think that whole kind of, get something that
Yeah,
we're gonna have the
something
marquee
tangible.
piece that's gonna be it, and they'll be able to have their logo on there, or whatever, and that's, then contact information.
Thank you.
So I think that would be good, a little directory, if you will, maybe that's the right word, directory, with, on that location. Good.
And Lisa Hall may have contacts for you, Linda, that can help get these things done, based on the fact that she's had to get it all done. Mhm.
I might have someone local as well.
Oh, okay.
So you might be able to do it, you can keep it in Canada, I think so.
I just meant if you didn't know of anybody.
Thank you, maybe you can.
Okay. Equalizing tax rate process.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spend much time on this. You received a report from our Blue Ridge regarding our assessments. They're down a little over 4% this year. I don't know if the board is wanting to equalize the tax rate as you did 4 years ago, for example. And we don't know exactly what that 4.1% will work out to as far as penny on it yet, but in 2000, well, the last time we did is 2010 budget, the assessments were down 6%, and that resulted in a 5-cent increase in tax rate to equalize.
About 2.5 cents.
So, yeah, we don't know we'll be working through those numbers, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on equalizing the tax rate.
Yeah, mine has always been that up or down, we should equalize. We're gonna have enough demand, the last thing we need to do is take revenue out of the picture right now. So I think you equalize, and at least you know what you're working with. At a minimum at this point where we're at. There's no reason not to do that in my mind.
Right.
Just don't, And again, we were talking about the assessment, and it happened, probably happened at the bottom. So what we see, I believe, is really the lowest, because if you look at where we were, we came into that, they did it last year, and really the economy bottomed right about when they were doing our assessment. So I suspect that as we move forward, as long as the economy moves, we'll start seeing it come back. We're already seeing some increase in the average home sales and the rest of that, so I think that's gonna happen, but so as we look at the assessment, remember that it is a lot, which is not a bad thing, actually.
Linwood was looking at some numbers, and he found that the median home sale price in the last year has actually increased.
$31,000.
And we've seen it, looks like we've seen it turning back up now.
Also foreclosures, 2 years ago, there was over 90. Last year there was 68 or 69, and there are currently 17 foreclosures. So that that's good information.
What's the sale volume?
Volume, is it how many sales? I don't have, I have the information.
It used to, it had, one point got so low, it was hard to get any physical data off the home value, because one high, one low was good, so.
I know there was 24 sales in December, but I
So that's enough to get us,
but, 270 was the median sales price, and a year ago it was 230 sold out, so. And I think with the foreclosures coming off the market, I think that goes along with firming up the sales price.
That's a critical point for Travis and his staff to know if we're gonna equalize or not, because that makes the job infinitely more harder, or maybe doable. All right. General budget discussion.
Yeah, this is where we're looking for any feedback from the board. We presented you just some very preliminary information tonight, with just a few of the departments. After I get your feedback, we'll talk about what we want to discuss at the next work session, the dates for the next work session. So we'd be interested in any guidance and budget direction that y'all may have.
I'd ask, what do you need from us now? And then over a time, if you could create a timeline, say, we really need to know about tax increases in March, middle of March. We need to know about, what you're gonna do with these 5 budgets. Lay out a timeline for us where you need information, so it'll culminate in the process. So by the end of April, we're done with the budget, because we really wanna have it for May to get to the schools and,
Yeah, I think
meet our requirements.
I can always tell you that now. What we're looking from you is funding, how much funding we're going to give schools, funding for the sheriff's office, funding for the Department of Emergency Services, Fire and Rescue, outside agencies, and new positions. Slash.
That's a lot, like build a budget.
I was gonna say that.
That's really, that's what we are.
Other than that, when they're all figured out.
Ruby?
So something that I am still researching, and I kind of want to get a sense of whether or not I should continue researching from you all, is with regards to the library. We spent we budgeted for this year over $600,000 for the library. The smooth endowment, if we're lucky this year, we'll get maybe $25,000 from it. You know, it was a wonderful thing when it was first set up, but it really isn't providing anything, and the county is seeing exponentially our costs go up every year to fund the library. And there have been a number of citizen requests, wondering why we don't join the Rappahannock Regional Library System, because that expands the interlibrary loans and everything, the opportunities for resources. My initial research, again, I'm not finished, okay, and I was explaining to Travis, there's still some like health benefit side of things, you know, that I need to look at and so forth. But, it cost the county $325,000 to join the Rappahannock Regional Library System, instead of us continuing to fund everything, the way we currently are. I just wanna know whether or not I should bother to continue. I mean, you're almost cutting our costs in half, and you're expanding the options for our community. But I don't wanna waste a lot of time, effort, and energy, and hours doing research if
I'd
there's
like
no
to,
interest.
I'd like to get the library board, to give us they've looked at this as well. We've asked this a number of times. There's a lot of other things besides the dollars and cents that get into it. And there are some barriers, as well that they ran across. So if we could get to the library and ask them to give us a presentation on what they know about going to the Rappahannock Regional Library System, and what information they have, what they can provide us. Probably look at it in the next couple of work sessions, first or second work session. Because that's an area that we need to look at. But I know
Just
we
was
looked
looking
at.
at it from a cost savings standpoint, but like I said, I know there's other things that need to be
There were
looked
actually
at.
some barriers that they found, if I remember correctly, but I'm not candid, that on my memory
I
right now.
remember now.
We've asked that,
We've had
petition,
several.
it's always question. But I think they have the data, and we just need to refresh that. So let's do that before we spend a lot more effort, because I know there is a body of information there.
Okay.
But it's a worthwhile thing to, again, go full string again. And we got fire rescue coming.
Yeah, next work session, here's some things, and you may not want to do all this in the next work session, but the school board wants to have a joint meeting with you.
That'll be by itself.
And, yeah, they'll be ready, in fact, they'll be ready next week. The electoral board wants to meet with you.
Bring them in as some more presentation, I think. And we went through this discussion last year,
I got, Travis and I haven't sat down and worked this out, but he's got the groups that are ready.
Yeah.
We'll go through.
With that President David, obviously we have David Moody, we need to present his information to you. Amanda, we want her to present the new position information to you. And by the next work session, if it is, we're going to suggest February 25th for the next work session, if that's open to you. That will give us time to give you the preliminary budget scenario, expenditures and revenues. Between board meetings. Good for you? Good, all right. You'll find a way.
Five for everybody else, I'll make it work.
5:30 is fine, I mean, I
5:30.
can accommodate 5:30 as well, so it's not a problem.
And I
5:30.
don't think it keeps too long.
Fine.
I like 5:30.
As you're looking at your calendars, a couple of things you need to schedule. Tom Q, you really need to schedule time to look at the landfill with Tom Q.
Right.
Is that, is he only going a weekday or something?
He wants on a weekday.
Yeah.
And also, keep this in mind, following the last, when we had the Farm of Mines at the last board meeting, I contacted Swiss Lambert, the deputy director, and asked him where the closest well was to us that we could go visit. And he said Buchanan County was the closest, but I think we're 3 hours away.
Said Buchanan County,
He said that's a
is that here in Virginia?
Buchanan.
Buchanan County. And what kind of well is it? Is it, if it's a nitrogen well, it's not gonna give us the same,
He says the closest active well to us,
but odds are it's nitrogen and not.
probably nitrogen well.
Right, you say that, but the presentation seemed to be saying that that's what they're looking at as well. I mean, I know you have your opinion, but what we were told was they're looking at nitrogen.
Well, actually, in talking with the gentleman from Shore, it's something they're considering, but they have to determine whether it's
And we-
compatible with the geology.
We're also gonna have Shore do a presentation as well.
Right, so, I mean, nitrogen just doesn't work in all geology. It didn't work for Rockingham based on the geology.
Understand.
But again, that's up to the board, if the board wants to visit, Butch threw that out there, and,
So I guess my question is there a difference as far as everything, other components?
Well, I think, from whether it be nitrogen or not, I'm not sure how much impact, I wanna see the physical, what's the physical impact on,
Right, and that's what I'm asking, is it gonna be that much different, or is it overall gonna be pretty much the
So
same?
You got an air tank or a water tank?
so I
Air
think,
source or water source, I mean, nitrogen is air. 70% of it.
so, I think it'd be worthwhile going and seeing.
I don't want to date tonight,
No,
but
no,
just
right.
put that in.
But that's one we should
I
go
know,
look
they're
at.
good, but
I think part of what I took away was, industrializing our agricultural rural areas with these wells is something we've got to consider. And that's important as we look at it from, okay, what do you do, what do you allow, how do you allow, what kind of buffering you want, what kind of, vegetative buffers we might want to have, what kind of fencing or stuff to control it. We need to understand the impact on roads. I think, the good news about Buchanan, it's a rural county, so we get some idea of what they do in a rural county when you see roads and stuff.
So what kind
That's
of
really what I
population
want.
do they have? Do you know?
That's how what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like your hand. No, I'm trying to.
It's a ways away.
Like I said, 3 hours probably.
I mean,
It's an overnight trip.
I don't know. I don't see it, I don't know.
Huh?
For me, it is. Give me sleep and have a day on it.
That's true, that's true.
Do we know who's operating this, what company?
No, he just, I didn't know if y'all were interested, I'll get all the details if the board's interested. I'll get all the information.
Do we, and maybe we could ask him if Shore actually has any, wells that they're currently operating.
I'll find out.
So you can actually visit their actual operation.
Speaking of Tom McGaskill, made me think of something. This fall, Linwood and I, in fact, we met at the sheriff's office, met with Delegate Ransom. And it was just an introduction meeting for Linwood to meet her. And we were talking about some issues, some items that may impact the county. And one thing we mentioned was natural gas and industrial parks. So Margaret has followed up, and she contacted us last week. And she set up a meeting with the president of Columbia Gas and Senator McDougal. And they were trying to get the dates, and end of last week, finally put things together. We're meeting with them tomorrow morning at Delegate Ransom's office. And my suggestion is, I've checked with Joe, my suggestion is that the chairman go with us.
Absolutely.
To that meeting.
That's interesting, because last week when I met with her, she sat right there in their office with Rosemary Maniac in Westmoreland and said she'd never even heard about the gas lines to the industrial park. And she sat right there and said that to me. She says, I have no idea what you're talking about. This is the first I'm hearing of this. So isn't that interesting?
So anyway, we'll meet, we'll report back to the board what the result of that meeting is.
Did you not find it?
Oh, same population as King George, 24,000.
24,000.
Where's it located?
Chris has got the map there.
So what is Tom requesting us to do on this?
He's ready anytime you are. In fact, if you would come to the next board meeting with a date, so we can coordinate that.
That's probably what we need. From a decision standpoint, not really easy. Can't find those feet around.
That'll be, probably looking April for that. We don't want to go out
No,
there.
you don't need a poll.
You don't want April, I mean, you don't want,
You
February, you don't want August. Right. Maybe it.
Maybe you
Maybe
do,
it-
maybe you want us to do what it's gonna be.
Well, I think it's hard to say, I mean, I don't think that changes what it's gonna look like. I think April, you'll have pretty much your foliage will have started anyway, so you'll get a pretty good idea of what it looks like. And again, we're looking at it from, we already know what an inflow is, we've had the experience, and we've got an operator who, I gotta tell you, is doing an outstanding job on this area control. We called them, I was driving across the Stafford line one evening, and I called Travis, and they were on it, and figured out what it was, and, have addressed it. I mean, I was over there the other day, and I don't have anything, I can't pick it up, so. I think they jump on the issues, and they're responsible, and Tom is really the guy who takes care of things. So if we can have a date at the next meeting,
Good to see you, and it's,
yeah, we'll, Travis and I.
Okay.
do that.
and we'll
And I just wanted to also introduce Barbara Howard Johnson. I'm sure all of you know her, but I just wanted to let, she's the county manager, and so she'll be with us through all this budget process, and I appreciate all her help so far.
He's
And I
got lots of
just wanna
time with Barbara.
make sure everyone knows who she is.
And congratulations on your promotion. We recognize that when we heard it, but having you here, we want you to know that we say congratulations.
Mr. Chairman, I have
Yes.
a question. So, how does it work, or does it not work? Because other counties have, for example, Stafford County, their fire rescue, dedicated 7 cents, and then you know that's the fire rescue budget. Is that, how is that done? And is that an option that we could look at in preparing our budget, going forward?
I know some other counties have levies. I think Culpeper has a fire and rescue tax levy. in addition to their normal tax. We can find out how that works.
You know, or like.
If the board wants to spend the time, it's gonna take some staff time to look into it.
Is Stafford a part of the tax rate, or is it a separate levy they put on top of the tax
See,
rate?
I don't know, that's what I'm trying to understand, is, how is it that,
It sounds to me that Stafford's maybe, they just incorporate that dollar into their tax rate, but to my knowledge, Stafford doesn't have a separate,
Culver does have tax separate levy.
but they do have one.
Towns probably get a chance, get an opportunity to do that kind of stuff where.
yeah, but Stafford doesn't have
No.
a town.
Right.
Stafford
They may,
is a county.
you
It's
know,
probably,
different boards do it differently. We could say, okay, the sheriff
five sons or whatever.
he's,
Policy decision more so than anything.
He'll get his percentage and.
he's 11 point something %, and, schools you can get 50, 60. And you don't need us. After that point. Because then you're not looking at what the proposals are and scrubbing them. So there's pluses, and it makes one piece of it easier, but I think you lose some of the visibility in the bigger picture and where our priorities as a board are. So it might only be a starting point, because I know they all petition the board for more, so it's not, I don't think it's an absolute, maybe that's what they said, okay, they probably did what we just said we were gonna do, right? Look at the percentage and say, okay, that equates to 7 cents. But at each year, the board makes the decisions on how they're gonna fund.
Still revenue, man, so.
At that point, that one pie, we get to split up, and no matter how you determine how we're gonna either grow it or not.
Is there consensus to looking at that?
I'm,
I think Joe maybe has explained it, that could be how they're doing it, is they simply stated it in that manner,
yeah.
that, you know,
Says it
again,
costs-
I caught my eye because I've had a number of people talk about, you know, well, if you're gonna do a tax increase, you know, it's a little easier to accept if we know it's, you know, specifically dedicated, you know, like, you know, this 3 cents is specifically going for the sheriff and
You
fire
raise it for
rescue,
exactly
you know?
what I want it raised for, I'm all in favor of
You
raising.
know, but, no,
That's
you
how
know,
we all
rather
done.
than, you know, it's just, 3 cents into the general fund, and then a little bit here, a little bit there, you know, I'm just saying, you know, that's what
I think
people-
that's part of our job collectively, to try to educate those folks and say, that's really not how it works, because we go through this process to establish those budget numbers, and that's what's gonna be used for. We have a shortfall of this much, we need to raise taxes this much to make up the shortfall, to fund this in total. It's not just the sheriff, it's not just the schools, it's not just Erickson, it's in total. So we work from the overall picture. Each one of these guys have a budget, and then we've got to figure out what we're gonna do, and if we're gonna generate the extra revenue from taxes. And it goes through that prioritization that we've done. I mean, that's why we go through this process and spend the time we do, digging through, checking the blocks, asking the hard questions, trying to figure out, okay, what, are there any alternatives, is there a better way to do it?
There's some areas, I guess, where funding would just have applicability in certain areas, like when we had the discussion about the cigarette tax and how some localities have that, and that has to go to fire, just like our food, you know, that, like cigarette tax has to go to fire, public safety and welfare or something, for more categories to be there, but something like that, you could probably divvy up and say, here's where it's gonna be, but I think the general tax base, you know, every year, because then you're just making up a formula to drive the budget, and then you still get the same pressures as the budget.
I'm just always trying to find other answers.
So is there information or items that you want to see us discuss in specific that, for the budget process that we go through work session? I don't need it all tonight. If you get something, give it to me so I can work with that.
We're gonna say the major departments, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do all that.
That's,
But I just think-
Focus on the 94% part, I mean, the 6%, it's just not likely to do that.
Right.
It's
Well, and
right-
that's what,
right
you know, quite honestly, you know, not that I'm picking on the library, but I just saw it as, I mean, that's almost a $300,000 savings, and that's money that then could be allocated elsewhere. I mean, obviously, you don't wanna do anything that's detrimental to the library service as we have it, but, I mean, that's $300,000 savings, that's,
Well, I think that's what I'm looking for. Any more of those, we are gonna get the library.
the library board should have the opportunity to answer that, because it's truly, can you operate $300,000 cheaper at the same level?
well, and that's why I said, there's more research that I would need to
And
do,
they're gonna,
for sure.
that's an item that will be on the budget, so, I mean, I'm looking for those
those kind of things,
Right.
there's other topics like that. Because I really wanna make sure we get the stakeholders of whatever we're looking at,
Right.